It's 7:30. Welcome back to ARC Salt Lake, where we cover authentic, relevant, and community stories. Well, temperatures are in the 90s, in fact 99 today, and we're not really thinking about donning our winter coats and braving the crowds for Christmas shopping, right?
Okay, a little over 5 months to Christmas, but getting a head start on shopping might be the thing to do this year, especially this year. We have Jeremy Blair here from Mountain America Credit Union. Why should we think about, what are some of the advantages of shopping now? What, tariffs, a few other things?
Boy, tariffs are on everybody's mind right now, right? The scary thing with tariffs, I think, is the big unknowns more than anything else. Who's going to be impacted? How high are they going to be? What countries are they coming from? The uncertainty is almost worse than knowing at this point, and we really are having a hard time planning for that. You look at retailers, producers, even everyday consumers are all struggling with the same thing. How high are prices going to be when we get to the holiday season? Should I be buying now? Should I be waiting? There's a lot of things that we just don't know the answers to right now. But there are a few things we can do to make sure that we get there and that we can have a successful holiday season without completely breaking the bank.
Well, we're hearing to try to get your school shopping, back to school shopping done early because things are still a little bit cheaper before they start raising the prices. The things that came in before the tariffs hit. So can you find bargains?
Absolutely, absolutely. They're out there, and now's a great time to start looking for them. What we had was these tariffs have been on the radar for almost a year at this point. People have been waiting for them, anticipating them. A lot of retailers and producers tried to get ahead of that. They ordered their inventory early. They thought these are going to hit originally in February, and then it got pushed to April, and here we are in August, and we're still not completely certain that we're going to get them this month. But we think they will, right? So we're going to see if they'll get pushed again. So as they've done this, they've gone out and they've started to build those inventories up and bring things in. That can be really a good opportunity for us as these have gotten pushed off. A few things happen there. They bring in old models and new models come out. Old editions of things come in, and they've got to clear those out of inventory, and that a lot of times can mean some deep discounts. That's going to be one of the things we want to watch for this holiday season. Might require a little bit of substitute goods, right? Maybe your kid wants the latest and greatest headphones. Don't buy them tube socks. That's not going to bring you a happy Christmas. But maybe you look for the model that was from the prior year that they brought into inventory early in anticipation of tariffs. But since those tariffs didn't hit yet, now they need to clear those out of inventory. There's going to be some really good opportunities if you should really look around and dig for them.
Yes, so how do you track that then, the stuff that they brought in that they have the inventory on now?
So you're going to start to see that show up in the specials, right? And whomever your favorite retailer is, really doesn't matter, especially if you're doing online shopping. Those are going to be the things that are across your banner ads at the top, right? A lot of those electronics, the really popular toy items, anything that's mass-produced in another country, right? Generally one of those countries where we import more from them than they import from us. They're the ones that people were most worried and concerned about, but they're also the places where we usually see most of the most popular toys and electronics come from. A lot of the Asian nations, some of the African nations where a lot of these things are produced, and they're the ones that are under the largest tariff threats right now. So producers got ahead of those and brought them in. But as you all know, fads and trends change, and sometimes when those got sat in inventory for 3 or 4 months waiting for those tariffs to kick in, well, now they need to get them out of their inventory because people's tastes and opinions are changing, and they're looking for the latest and the newest. So we can go out and look for those.
Yeah. We've heard a lot of
besides tariffs, inflation. Everything seems to be going up in price, even before tariffs.
100% right on that. No, whether we get tariffs pushed off until next year, even, it's still going to feel very expensive this year. We've had 2 years of really high inflation. Prices are not going to be where they were a few years ago, and that's where that creative budgeting comes in, where you have to really pick and choose what you're gonna tackle. We have a few techniques that we like to use. I recommend to people that you start and you plan first, right? I say, who's the greatest gift giver at Christmas time? The OG, Santa, right? He starts with a list, checks it twice. You need to do that. Who's on your nice list? Your neighbors, your friends, your family, maybe your mail carrier. That really adds up, and you get a lot of people on that list. And if you don't do that from the beginning, I can almost guarantee you're going to end up going over your budget. And that's something that you can help your kids with too. Involving your children in this process is really important. You know, I grew up in a household where budgets were tight. My mom could stretch $1 to the moon if she had to. But one of the things that she did was she involved us as children in that. We would sit down before the holidays came, and she said, look, this is the budget we have this year. Who do we need to buy for? And we would go through and we would make that list. You'd be shocked how good kids are at thinking about those people in their lives that they want to give gifts to.
And at their wish list.
Yeah.
Narrow it down. Talk with them about what's realistic.
Definitely.
how much things might cost.
Yeah.
Yeah, Santa doesn't have a budget, but I like how you said creative budgeting
Absolutely.
for parents as you get closer.
And you'll be surprised too. Those kids, they're amazing. They latch onto that. It's a good way to teach them financial responsibility, get them used to the idea that we have to budget in life. Swiping that credit card, that's not free, right? That adds up and it hits our bank account. And when you tell them what their budget is, for this individual, we need to buy at this level. Or for you, when you're looking for gifts, tell them what they should be looking for. You will be shocked how good they are at coming up with gifts within that range.
Something under $5.
Yes.
Right.
Or even less.
Or even less.
So what about investment strategies then as you kind of bulletproof your budget?
There you go, bulletproof. I love that term,
Yeah.
right? Because we're all in a different state there, right? Some
Yeah.
of us have more bullets to dodge than others do. One of my favorite products is called the Christmas Club account, and it's something that a lot of financial institutions offer. I always use ours as an example. It opens up at the beginning of the year, and you can put money into it. It separates it out from the rest of your savings, and then on November 1st, that money becomes available to you.
use
In
for
the
shopping.
meantime, it's earning a good rate of return, around 4% right now. But it helps you to methodically put money into that as savings throughout the year, so that on that November 1st, when you really get into that bulk of the Christmas spending, it's available to you, and you've got a nice little nest egg you can start
great
with.
idea,
And you can,
yeah.
Pay off the credit cards that you're using now to take advantage of the bargains. Okay, Jeremy, thanks so much for coming in with some good advice.
Yes, great
for
information.
shopping.
Appreciate it.